Yeah, students, today we are going to start our chapter number 4, that is planning. Okay, as we have discussed in chapter 1, management, that there are 5 functions of every manager that he has to perform, that is planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling. So today we are going to discuss in detail the very first function of every manager, that is planning. So students, before starting the definition of planning, today I want to give an example that planning is required in every type of organization, everywhere, at every place, whether it is your home, a school, a restaurant, any organization or any person who is having some goal and objective to be achieved requires to do planning. Okay, students, now with the meaning of planning, it is written here that deciding in advance what to do and how to do it. It is one of the basic managerial functions. It means planning involves deciding in advance that what you are going to do and how will you able to do the planning. Okay, it means, for example, an organization has an annual turnover of rupees 10 crores. Okay, but they want to increase. They have decided, they have made an objective to increase their sales turnover to 20 crores. Okay, from 10 crores to 20 crores in the coming next year. So how will they able to achieve that goal? Involves planning. Okay, so planning is deciding in advance what to do and how to do it. It is one of the basic managerial functions. It has two aspects. It means the main things which are involved in planning are setting of aims and objectives of the organization, plus selecting and developing an appropriate course of action to achieve these objectives. It means, what does planning involve? It involves setting of aims and objectives of the organization. It means if you have some objective in planning, an organization tries to find what is the objective of the organization, and to achieve that particular objective, selecting and developing an appropriate course of action, that how I am going to achieve my objective. Selecting appropriate course of action. What is course of action? It means maybe different methods, different options are available in front of you to achieve your objective, but you have to decide, you have to select the best method so that you can achieve your objective effectively and efficiently. So it means planning involves two things. First of all, you should have some objective. You should decide what is the objective for which you are going to make the plans. And for achieving that objective, if different options are available in front of you, so what is the best method that you should adopt so that you can achieve your objective effectively and efficiently. It means if there is no objective, if there is no aim of any person, that person does not need to make any plan. So according to Kuntz and O'Donnell, planning is deciding in advance what to do, how to do, when to do, and who is going to do it. Planning bridges the gap between from where we are and where we want to go. It means it helps us in bridging the gap between where we are standing today and where we want to go in future. It means planning is always done for future. It can never be done for the past. It means you are standing today, as I have given you example, that the company is earning, presently it is earning 10 crores rupees as an annual turnover, but if they want to increase their turnover in future from 10 crores to 20 crores, for that they need to make some plans. If they are having loss, if they have incurred loss in the past year, then for that past they cannot do anything. They don't need to make plans. They can make plans only for the future if they are having some objective. So maybe this definition is clear to you. It means planning involves deciding in advance what is to be done, what we have to do. It means what is our objective, how we are going to achieve that objective, who will help us, or how many persons we are going to appoint so that they can help us in achieving the objective, and where we want to go, means how we are able to achieve the objective and who is going to do it. Now coming on, after the definition of the planning, coming to the next topic, that is features of planning. We have to decide that what are the features of planning. So students, after discussing about the planning, you have to see that there are so many functions: planning, organizing, directing and controlling, but we have to discuss the features of planning. So one second. Here we can see the features of planning. In the diagram I have shown that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 features of planning. First of all, we have to discuss the first feature of planning. That is, planning focuses on achieving objective. It means organization set up with general goals and specific goals along with the plans and activities to be achieved, undertaken to achieve these goals. As we know that each and every organization has been set up with a particular goal and objective. Okay, even the students, the teacher, our members are of the family, our mother and our father, every member of the family and everyone who is having some particular goal or an objective to be achieved. So for that objective, they have to make plans. It means planning always focuses on achieving objectives. If somebody having some objective, so how he will able to achieve that objective, for that particular objective he have to make some plans. It means if someone is not having any goal or any objective to be achieved, so that person also don't need to make plans. Planning is required only for achieving the objective. So for example, I have given you an example that the company wants to increase their turnover from 10 crores to 20 crores. So what are the strategies? What are the methods? How much capital extra they will need to arrange? So these are the plans they have to make for achieving the objective for increasing the turnover from 10 crores to 20 crores. If the organization is satisfied with their present turnover, they don't want to increase with any reason the turnover of the organization, it means they don't need planning. Okay, so planning always focuses on achieving objectives only. As per the objective, plans are made, strategies are made, and every activity is formulated, is designed on the basis of the objective that has been made by the organization. Now coming on to second feature of planning, that is, planning is a primary function of management. It means planning lays down the base for other functions of management. It means, as we have discussed, that there are 5 functions of management: planning, organizing, staffing, directing and controlling. So what is the first function? Primary function means it is the main, basic and first function of every manager, that is planning. So without planning, other functions cannot be performed properly. That's why it is said that planning lays down the base for other functions of management. For example, repeating the same example again, the organization has the plan. Before performing other functions, they have to make plans that what is my objective? I want to increase my sale from 10 crores to 20 crores. Then on the basis of that objective, they have made plan that what we are going to do. Now they will perform the organizing function, that what are the raw materials, what are the tools, equipments, finance, everything, how much we will need to achieve that particular objective. They will arrange the raw materials on the basis of that organization, on the basis of planning. Now after organizing, on the basis of planning, they will able to identify how many people we will require to achieve that particular objective. How many number of workers we will require, whether we are having such number of workers or we need to appoint that. Okay, so on the basis of planning, staffing will be performed. Then after staffing is performed, there is directing. So on the basis of directing, what are the orders is to be, what are the instructions is to be passed on to the employees. It will also based on the planning. For example, you want to increase your sale, as we have taken an example. So on the basis of that plan, you will instruct your employees on the basis of planning that we want to increase our turnover from 10 crores to 20 crore. So you have to produce the product with minimum cost, and you have to boost up your speed, and everything will be instructed on the basis of planning only. Okay, now after staffing there is controlling. It means controlling means comparing the performance, comparing the actual performance with the planned performance. Then how is it possible that if you have not made the plan, then it will be very difficult for you, that you will not be able to compare the performances that we have achieved the target, standardized target or not. So it means if planning function is done properly, then on the basis of planning only other 5 functions of management are performed. That's why it is known as the basis of other functions of management, and planning is a primary function. It means every manager has to perform this function first, then on the basis of this function other functions will go on as usual. Now the third feature of planning is pervasive. It means planning is required at all levels of management as well as in all departments of the organization. It means planning is required at all levels. How many levels there are in management? Top level, middle level and lower level. So it means planning is required, as we have studied that plans and policies are framed by the top level management. Okay, so after planning they have made some plans and policies, rules, regulations and objectives has been set up by the top level management. Then at the middle level management they have to make plans. Middle level manager also have to do planning, that how I am going to follow the rules and regulations and the objectives that has been formed by the top level management, how I am going to achieve that. For that he has to make plans. Now the lower level manager, he also have to make some planning, that how I am going to coordinate my all the employees working under that manager. Okay, so planning is required at all levels, whether it is top, middle or lower, and as well as in all departments of the organization. Okay, whether it is a purchase department, sales department, finance department. It means the scope of planning is different. It means the degree or the scope of planning can vary from different levels, from different departments, but the need of planning is everywhere. Okay, so that's why planning is known as all pervasive. What is the fourth feature? That is planning is continuous. It means continuity of planning is related with the planning cycle. It means that a plan is framed, it is implemented and is followed by another plan and so on. It means it is a continuous process. If you have made a plan of achieving the target of 20 crores in the coming future, in the coming year, it doesn't mean that if you have achieved your target once in a year, it doesn't mean that your planning function is over. It means each and every function is followed by, each and every plan is followed by another plan and so on. It means your owner has decided to achieve the target of 20 crores in the coming year. It might be possible that now he will say that now I want to increase my sale. I have increased my profit to 20 crores. Now my objective is to make a quality product, or I want to have a good share in the market. Rather than achieving more and more profit, I want to acquire more and more share of the market by making my goodwill, by making my reputation very much good in the eyes of the customers and all the people who are existing in the market. So it means one plan is followed by the another plan. It will go on continuously till the organization is going on. That's why planning is known as a continuous activity. Once one plan gets over, then the next plan is to be made, and it will go on continuously till the organization is running. Planning cannot be ended. Planning is a never ending process. Okay. Now fifth feature of planning is futuristic. It means planning is always done for future. As I have told you, planning is always done for the future, in the past, on the basis of, in the present, on the basis of past experience. It means The purpose of planning is to meet future events effectively to the best advantage of an organization. It means, what is the purpose of planning? To meet future events effectively. It means on time, to the best advantage. It means planning involves forecasting future events and conditions and drafting the plans accordingly. It means on the basis of past experience. Let us take an example that in past year, the manager, the owner of the organization have earned very much, not very much less, not very much profit. For example, he have earned 5 crores, okay, in the past. Now, on the basis of past, he will decide in present that what was the deficiencies, what was the problem because of which I have not earned so much profit. According to him, that profit was not sufficient for him. Okay, 5 crores were not sufficient for him because the cost that he have incurred in the complete year was, for example, 4 crores. Only 1 crore he have earned. So it is not sufficient for him. So on the basis of past experience, now he will make plans that how should I increase my turnover from 5 crores to the 10 crores so that I can save 6 crore rupees minimum. He needs 6 crore rupees. That 4 crores is my cost, or some cost will be increased. It means he want to earn minimum 2 crore rupees. Okay. So for this, he will make the plan in present, but for which period? For the future period. It means planning is always done for future. Okay, as we know that future is uncertain, we can't predict the future in the same manner that what is going to be done in future, but we can predict the future. We can make some assumptions that what we are going to do so that we can achieve our goal very much effectively. Is it clear to you, students, that planning is futuristic? It is always done for future on the basis of past and in present. Now, the sixth feature of planning is planning involves decision making. It means planning involves decision making. Let us see. Planning essentially involves choice from among various alternatives and activities. If there is only one possible goal or a possible course of action, there is no need for planning because there is no choice. So students, you have to understand properly that when there is a requirement of planning, planning is required only when there are so many methods, so many options are available in front of you, among which you have to select the best method, the best option. For example, if you are going to the market, we want to buy a dress. Okay, if you are going to buying a dress of red color, okay, only of red color, and if you are going to a shop, then at that particular shop and all the shop, let us take an example that all the shops in the market in your city are having the same color dress or the same design of the dress is available at all shops. There are no options available in front of you. Is there any need to make the plan? No, because only one option is available in front of you, so that you will not, your planning will get failed. That if you have planned that I will buy such design, the dress of such design that I have seen on the television. Okay, you have make a plan, but after visiting in the market, you have seen that the same design, the same color is available on each and every shop in your city. So that your plan will fail at that point. Planning is required only when different options, different alternatives are available in front of you, so that with the help of your plan, you can pick up, you can select the best method, the best option, the best alternative from among all. Okay, so planning involves decision making. What type of decision you have to make in planning? That among the different alternatives, among the different options, which best method and option I will adopt to achieve my objectives and goals effectively. If there are no options, no alternatives available in front of the manager, then there is no need of planning, because he will not be able to make any choice, because all the options, all the alternatives are same and there is no need of making choice. So then there is no need of planning. So planning involves deciding about the best possible course of action and best method to be adopted. Now the last feature of planning is a mental exercise. So students, planning requires application of the mind involving foresight. It means for future. Planning is an intellectual activity which requires logical and systematic thinking rather than guesswork. So let me tell you why planning is a mental exercise, students. Planning involves some intellectual thinking. It requires very high order thinking skills, because what we are going to do in planning, we are making some assumptions and predictions regarding about the future, and it is very difficult to predict and to make some assumptions regarding the future, because if you are not having any information that what is going to be done, what is going to be happen in the future, you have to make some assumptions and prediction on the basis of your experience, that what might be possible is there. Okay, so planning is a mental exercise. It requires some person who is having high order thinking capacity, who is able to perform an intellectual activity. It requires logical and systematic thinking rather than guesswork. You can not make some guesswork that it will happen in future. Might be it can happen in future, because if it doesn't make the same sense as you have predicted, then your planning will fail. So it means planning is a very intellectual activity for which you have to make some predictions and assumptions, which requires a very intelligent people. That's why planning is a mental exercise. Okay, I am including one thing also. It means that you have to adopt you have to adopt one best method among all the alternatives and options available in front of you. So it requires very much intelligent person and a intellectual and high order thinking capacity person, that he can adopt the best method for achieving the organizational objective. That's why planning is known as a mental exercise. Okay students, I have made a diagram in front of you that these are all the features. Planning focuses on achieving objectives. Planning is a primary function. Planning is pervasive. Planning is continuous, and planning is futuristic. Planning involves decision making, and it is a mental exercise. Students, why planning is known as pervasive?
It is required at all levels of management in all departments of organization. We have to perform planning at every stage, so it is pervasive in nature.
Yes, very good. Students, why planning focuses on achieving objectives only? Achieving objectives only. Okay. Now coming on to the feature, after the features of planning, we are coming on importance of planning. Okay, there are some importances also. First is planning provides directions. It means by stating in advance how the work is to be done, planning provides direction for action. It means planning provides direction to all the peoples, to all the employees working in an organization, that what is the work they have to perform. It means planning provides direction, that in which direction all the employees have to move, how the work is to be done, who will be able to do that particular work, how we are going to achieve the particular objective. It means planning ensures that objectives are clearly stated in order to develop appropriate course of action. If the plans are set, the departments and individuals can work in coordination. It means if you have make a plan in advance, then each and every person will be able to know very much properly that how and what is the work they need to perform, so that each and every department and each and every worker of the organization can work in coordination. It means without planning, if you have not made any plan in advance and at the same point of time on the spot you are going to give some instructions to the employees, then it might create some difficulty that each and every person will not be able to understand properly that what is the work I am going to do. The manager and the employees will get confused and they will not be able to work in coordination with each other. So it means planning helps us in deciding the appropriate course of action, that how we are going to achieve our objective, so that each and every worker of the organization will be able to know that in which direction we are going and in which direction we have to work, so that we can achieve our goal very effectively and in the same manner as we have instructed to the employees. Okay, students. Now, second importance is planning reduces the risk of uncertainty. It means, as we know, students, that future is uncertain. Okay, and we always make plans for future. Future is unpredictable. We cannot avoid any happenings that is going to happen in future. So planning is an activity which enables a manager to look ahead and anticipate changes. The word I have used here is anticipate. It means we can only make assumptions that what can be possible in future. So changes or events cannot be eliminated. It means the risk that we are going to face in the future cannot be eliminated. You can make plans only. Okay, you cannot eliminate the risk, but by deciding the plans and course of action in advance, managers can anticipate it and adjust the plans according to the situations. I am giving you an example here to understand this topic and to understand this feature importance. It means that, for example, we have taken an insurance plan. Okay, why we take the insurance plan, health plan, life covered plan? It means we cannot predict exactly that what situation we are able to face. We are going to face in future, what is the disease that might cause in our body, but just to reduce the risk, we have taken an insurance plan. It means taking insurance plan is also an example of planning. That it means you are trying to reduce the risk of any health problem or any financial problem that you might face in future. You cannot eliminate, you cannot make it possible that I will not suffer from any disease in future. Okay, but with the insurance you can make it possible that if I will suffer from any disease or I need to be admitted in a hospital, then my family and myself will not face any financial problem for which I have taken the insurance plan. Okay, so it means planning reduces the risk of uncertainty. All the uncertain things that are going to be happen in future, we can reduce the risk of uncertainty. We cannot eliminate them, but we can reduce the risk of that uncertainty as much as possible by doing planning. How? As you can anticipate it and adjust the plans according to the situations. It might be possible that the situation that you have predicted in the present time, it might be possible that the same condition will not be there in front of you in future. So you can also make some changes according to the plan, so that you will be able to face that situation. Okay. Now, third importance is planning reduces overlapping and wasteful activities. It means planning serves as the basis of coordinating the activities. As we have made plan in advance, that it will help us that each and every activity will be performed in the same way that we have planned. So it will reduce overlapping. Overlapping means you have given the order. Already you have given the order, one order to different employees that what they are going to do. Then they will perform that particular work only that have been directed by the manager, as you have planned already. But if you have not given any instruction to your manager, then what will happen? Maybe it might be possible that the same work can be performed by the two employees. So it will create overlapping. It will create duplication of work in the organization. But with the help of planning, you can assure that I have given this work to that people and I have planned this work in that way. So that particular work will be performed in that possible manner only and reduces the risk of overlapping. If there is no overlapping, it means there is no wastage of time, efforts, money. Okay? It reduces the useless and redundant activities, avoids confusion, and misunderstanding. Okay, and ensures clarity in thought and action. It makes everything clear that what is going to be happen in future. Everyone will be very much aware about their responsibilities, authorities and all, so that there will be no confusion, no misunderstanding, and everything will go on with so much clarity. Okay. Fourth importance is planning promotes innovative ideas. It means it forces the manager to think something innovative. Okay. Planning is the first function of management. Managers get the opportunity to develop new ideas, and new ideas can take the shape of concrete plans. It guides all future action leading to growth and prosperity of the business. It means if you are not doing any planning, your mind will be stuck up only one course of action. But if you are doing planning, it means you will think what are the different innovative ideas that I can make for my organization, so that we can achieve our goal very much effectively and we can beat our competitors in a best possible way. So it means planning helps the manager to promote new ideas, to think something new. Okay. If there is no planning, then the manager, then the owner will make some policies and rules and regulation, and everything will be go on as per the rules and regulations of the organization. But with the help of planning, new and innovative ideas comes in the minds of manager, and it will help in promoting some innovative ideas. Okay, students, now the fifth is planning facilitates decision making. Planning involves setting targets. As we have discussed, that planning facilitates decision making. It helps in taking rational decisions, as some options and alternatives are available in front of us, so we can easily pick up the best method as per the plan that we have made in the organization. Okay, if some situation comes in front of us, we can easily assure, we can easily pick up, we can easily adopt that particular method that we have already planned. So it will help in decision making. Now, sixth one is planning establishes standards for controlling. As I have told you, that controlling means comparing the performance of the employees as per the standards made. It means if you have made some standards, then it is very easy for you that you can compare the actual performance